Good morning once again, guys. Yeah, it looks like Everton's managerial search is set to reach a definitive conclusion. We mentioned this morning it was basically a straight shootout between Marcelo Bielsa and Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche, I'm told, done deal to replace Frank Lampard as the new Everton manager. He's been looking to get back into management since leaving Burnley at the back end of last season. He's the man that Farhad Moshiri and the Everton board have chosen to try and save them from relegation. I mentioned to you this morning two very different candidates in terms of style of play. I'm not sure how certain Bielsa was about taking the job, whether the squad was necessarily equipped to play the type of football that he wanted. Maybe that has been decisive in this decision, but Sean Dyche, I think probably Everton fans will see as a sensible appointment, somebody who's got a track record of keeping teams in the Premier League. I know that Sean Dyche doesn't necessarily like this tag of being a pragmatic manager, but maybe that's exactly what Everton need right now to tighten up the defence, make them difficult to beat. This is a team who've won only 3 of their first 20 Premier League games. Big job in his hands. Sean Dyche, we understand at talkSPORT, could be confirmed as the new Everton manager as early as today.
Cookie, do you think Bielsa had rejected it, or was that nonsense that he'd flown in and was here?
Well, I think he certainly flew in, and certainly talks have been held. Whether he rejected it, I don't know. I know there were reservations on his part, maybe about the fitness of the squad and the ability to get up to the speed for the type of high-intensity football that he wants to play. So, as I say, that may well have been a factor, but I know not for the first time. There was a bit of a split on the Everton board anyway. I know Moshiri was particularly keen earlier this week to appoint Bielsa, but maybe the rest of the Everton hierarchy had their reservations and wanted somebody perhaps more tried and trusted in a Premier League relegation battle.
Alex, thank you very much, Alex Crook there. Listen, at the end of the day, as far as I'm concerned, it's all about survival for Everton this year, isn't it? It's all about, they've got to stay in the Premiership. So is this a good appointment or not? We can speak now to Pat, an Everton fan. Pat, very good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Pat.
Thanks, guys. Look, I've watched Everton since the mid-60s, and I'm glad Dyche has been appointed, or will be appointed, hopefully. But the board have got to take a different view. Sean will come in, he'll work hard, he will be pragmatic, and hopefully he'll keep them in the division. But I've seen them a lot this year, and I can't see where they can get enough goals to stay in. So the board have to back him with misfortune to go into the Championship and bring us back strong, and then give him a budget to let him express himself where he didn't have that opportunity at Burnley. I think he's a great manager, and I think he'll do us a great job.
Pat, we hope so. Thank you. Pat, an Everton fan. I just wonder, will that now accelerate Anthony Gordon's move away to get funds in quickly to buy a goal scorer?
Well, if the boy doesn't want, if he doesn't want to play for Everton, then you got to get out, cash in, can't you? If like you mentioned before, if you could get between 30 and 40 million for him, and you could get Ziyech in for 25, who's a little bit more of an experienced character, got to obviously. That could be the best move for,
the problem is
both sides.
His time's running out now, isn't it? And you ain't got long left to do the deal.
Days.
So you want to try and get it over the line very quickly, and Sean would have probably a big influence on what happens there.
Well, Gordon's been away for 2 days, so maybe his deal is done. We don't know. Maybe they're just waiting for a medical. We don't know. That's the problem. We're in the dark.
Yeah, and you look at the fixtures they've got coming up: Arsenal at home, Liverpool away, Leeds at home, Aston Villa at home. They're at home for 3 of the 4 games. You get the Goodison crowd behind them. The one thing that Sean Dyche will do, he'll stand on the touchline and he'll be at his players to make sure they're working hard. And this new manager bump, there's some talent in this group. I did the Newcastle-Everton game earlier on in the season. 2 centre midfield players in Onana and Gear had excellent games. 2 top players. If they can get Calvert-Lewin back to close to where he was, all of a sudden you've got somebody that can score goals.
Gray's lively.
Yeah, Wobie.
Wobie's doing.
It'd be interesting to see if Dyche have been playing with back 3 and a back 4. They've been swapping and chopping and changing. The one thing Sean Dyche will be very hard to beat. He'll go with a set plan of a formation and stick to it. That might be the best for Everton, with a little bit sort of continuity and selection of the back 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.